Welcome to another episode of the Protein Bros podcast. I am your host, Jeff Wasserman, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Kyle Combs.
What's going on, guys?
Kyle and I have a very special guest today. Very special in the sense of she's one of our few female guests we've been able to have on, and we're psyched to have on more females. Abby Fish, owner of All Sizes Fitness, and now the proud owner of a new gym that she is here to discuss with us today, and we'll get to that later. Sound good?
Sounds good. What's up, guys?
Welcome on, Abby. And Abby's got a phenomenal story. She's one of my favorite people I've met since moving to Kansas City. I'm excited for her to share all that with you guys. And we need to take a quick shout out because Kyle has just had his firstborn son, Sullivan Bradley Combs, in the last week. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
Oh my
give
gosh,
me a clap button. One of the buttons is a clap button.
One's a clap button.
Hit a button.
You chose the worst button you could pick.
I always just guess with those, and I'm always guessing
no clap.
wrong. Sorry.
Sullivan Bradley.
It was a happy occasion. Yes.
How many pounds? How many ounces?
He was 7 pounds.
How long? They have a length. They got a baby. They do the baby length now.
18 inches or 18. Yeah, it was 18 and a half inches or something like that. I don't know.
Well, how's Clara and Maddie taking it so far?
It's been good, dude.
They're
Clara is pumped. She thinks it's her baby. She's just like, I want to hold him.
Taking care of him all the time?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How old is she?
She's 3.5.
Okay.
Now,
Do you have a 3.5-year-old too, don't you?
No.
He's only 18 months.
Oh, is he only 18 months?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a boy, right?
Boy.
Yeah.
Baby Barrett.
What is your advice to me on raising a young little man?
Your first boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Just never get comfortable, I guess. He literally, as soon as he started moving, crawling,
Oh God.
he has never stopped.
I'm actually very scared for that moment in my life because my girls are already like out of control.
Oh yeah.
And I can only imagine him just being that much more out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So
Baby Barrett is like probably the most photogenic baby boy I've seen in quite some time.
Oh, he eats it up though.
Yeah, he
He
loves
knows.
the camera.
Cheese. He says it. You know.
he's a pretty big 18-month-old, huh?
Yeah, he is pretty big actually. Shockingly.
Yeah, I was creeping your Instagram and I was looking. I was like, man, he's probably like 2.5 or something like that. But guess
How many
not.
pounds does he weigh? Is he like in like the 90th percentile or something like that?
No, he's in like the 65th percentile.
I'm just
in height
stupid. I
and
can't-
weight, but I'm so short, so it's.
He's a
crazy.
big dude.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, so far it's been awesome. My wife, I don't know what happened to you during your pregnancy, but my wife had her first C-section, and that's been quite the adjustment for us this last week. She can't get up out of bed very easily. She can't drive a car. She can't do any of that stuff, and so it's been quite the adjustment for us.
I didn't realize how like the recovery of a C-section, like how crazy that is.
I didn't either. So until I got thrust into the situation, I was just like, oh my God.
You're like, wait, we're doing this now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are like super dad now.
Yeah, I try.
Abby, I know so much about you, but also so little. So let's get started with the things I know about you.
Okay.
Your love for chicken tenders.
That is, yes, my one true love.
But what about cheeseburgers? Are cheeseburgers going to get jealous? Because I feel like cheeseburgers also your one true love.
You know, I love good cheeseburger, but chicken tendies,
Ooh.
that is it for me.
Was the chicken tendy tour that you took between all of the chicken tender restaurants of Kansas City, was that during your prep for your first show, or was that during your pregnancy? I can't remember.
Luckily, it was during my pregnancy.
I was about to say her show must have not gone very well if it was during a prep.
During prep, though, she was given some cheats along the way.
Yeah, but
I
not
was.
a tour of
She
chicken
walks
tenders.
around pretty ripped all the time, guys. And so she was like getting show ready fast. And then
was.
Scott was your coach, correct?
Scott was my coach, yep.
And Scott was like, hey, you need to go,
Every time Scott Schultz told me I could have a cheat meal, I texted Jeff Wasserman and asked, Jeff, where do I go? What do I do?
This is honestly funny because I would have loved for that to have actually happened. Instead, Abby would put it on like Instagram, like
That's
I'm having a
true.
cheat. And I would DM her and be like, hey, you made a mistake. You accidentally put this on your story. You meant to just send this directly to me.
That is word for word what happened for sure.
Because I was telling Aaron about this like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I was like, hey, you wasted your time. Like I already know where you need to go. So
And
don't
you
worry.
were always right, I will say. Do you like to hear that?
Well, no, I mean, not really. Because I don't need the reassurance in my head. I already just know it. You know what I mean? But Aaron said that you went to Tay's Burger Shack with his daughter.
Yep.
Was it Sydney?
It was Sydney.
So you and Sydney went to Tay's Burger Shack, and I was like, you know how long I took for me to get Abby to get to Tay's Burger Shack?
Long time.
She was eating Freddy's every single time. I was like, you're wasting a cheat burger, even though Freddy's is phenomenal. No one's really talking smack on that. It's just Tay's Burger Shack in Kansas City. If you guys haven't had it, God's gift. What is your authentic thoughts?
Fair statement. It was really good. Honestly, though, I had Shake Shack for the first time the other night. Really good, too.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
did you get the Smoke Shack? What kind of Shack burger did you?
I honestly don't remember.
See, that's why you need to DM me. That's why I told you.
I know. I got what everyone else got because I'm a follower.
With the red cherry peppers on it?
Yes.
Smoke Shack.
Okay, it was so good.
It's phenomenal.
Why no love for the chicken nuggets, though? That's the question.
Did you have the chicken nuggets while you were at Shake Shack?
I didn't.
Another phenomenal stop, but they're not tenders.
Okay.
They are.
Are you only a tendy? You got to have them as a chicken tender, not a nugget.
You know, I went to like 20 places on this chicken tender tour. I took it so serious.
We can keep going with chicken tendy tour. It was not a tender.
I mean, I could talk about chicken tenders all day, but we don't have to. And I did, I had some wings. I had some nuggets. I didn't discriminate.
I think we discussed the dipping sauces. How good is their ranch is also a humongous variable in the quality of chicken tender.
That's the truth.
We'll just get right into this. What was the winner of your chicken tendy tour?
Guys, hands down, it's the Landing.
Oh, the Landing.
The Landing in Liberty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you not host that party at the end of one of the
I did.
One of the challenges? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I did not have a chicken tender there, but I remember the food being phenomenal.
It is actually really good, but they do have the best tenders, and I didn't stay in the Northland. I went everywhere. They have them.
Unpopular opinion, but I think if I'm going to have chicken tenders, I want to have gravy with them.
You're a Stroud's guy?
Yeah.
You're a Dairy Queen guy?
Yeah, Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
You're a chicken strip basket?
Dairy Queen's gravy is questionable, though, I would guess.
I would say Stroud's is too, but you know what? Stroud's is phenomenal. I'm not above a Stroud's tender.
Yeah. So not that I couldn't talk about chicken tenders for this entire time, but what got you into the fitness industry in general?
Oh, I have always been involved in something sports or health and fitness related since high school. My first job was refereeing or umpiring Parks and Rec games. And I always played sports through high school. In college, my major was physical education. So
wanted to be a PE teacher?
I did, yep. Mm-hmm. And I also worked at the campus rec there. So I just really never got away from it. And when I was teaching PE, I was also coaching. This is out in Nebraska. And then I got a part-time job also at a gym.
Nice.
So
what was the name of the gym in Nebraska?
Westo Fitness.
Westo.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
What sports did you play growing up?
I played tennis was my main sport.
Really?
Yeah.
You played that all the way through high school too?
I did, yeah.
Did you think about college as well?
I did. I just got a little burnt out my senior year, yeah.
I always thought you played soccer just because your best friend was that soccer player.
Everyone thinks I play soccer because I have the soccer body type, but I never did. I'm terrible at soccer. Really bad.
Me and Jeff used to play racquetball all the time, and I don't think he won seriously one time.
I can't believe you brought up racquetball as a comparable to tennis.
Oh, I know tennis players get mad at that
I
comparison.
don't. I like racquetball
See?
and pickleball.
Racquetball, pickleball. I mean, I like to play.
Yeah, you're just not good.
That's fine. I mean, Kyle was pretty good at racquetball. I'm not going to lie. Like, the guy is infectious when it comes to his skills with a racket. I didn't know it was going to be so hard. But you know what? When we first moved here, we knew nobody. And the gym that we went to had a racquetball court there. Shout out the Old World Gym in Merriam, Kansas. But we played racquetball there because it was free. It was awesome.
And now they're gone.
It is fun.
I haven't played racquetball since that day. Being dead serious.
I don't think I have.
But I could definitely get down on pickleball again, so I'm good with that.
What got you into tennis? That's not a common thing to be in. Usually it's like team sports, like you were saying, soccer.
Yeah.
What got you into tennis?
I played a lot of team sports growing up too, and even through high school I did, but tennis was what I was really good at. Clayview, for any of my Liberty friends that are listening, old Clayview, everyone played tennis. Everyone swam and everyone played tennis. We were up there all summer long.
Is Clayview like a rec center of some sort?
It was like a community pool and a tennis court area and like little clubhouse. And
awesome. So it was like the neighborhood area.
Yeah. And we just like ran that shit in the summer.
Yeah.
And so kind of from there, I had a knack for it a little bit. So I started taking some lessons and then went from there.
Legit. So after you got done with school, what made you not go into being a PE teacher full time?
No, you did though, didn't you?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
did you?
Actually,
Nice.
I did in Omaha for 3 years. I taught PE. And then when I moved back to Kansas City, it was kind of an odd time. PE teachers, it's really hard to find a job because once you get one, you never leave. Like, I'm sure you can think back.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You
some of
have-
my high school PE teachers are still there.
You're
Yeah,
like
I know.
55-year-old PE teacher.
Yeah.
You're like, huh?
Still kicking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't find a job in PE when I came back to Liberty my first year. So I still stayed in like the health realm. I got a job it was called Modus Biologics and Sports Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So I still was helping, like, I was learning a lot. They were treating sports related injuries. So I was kind of learning that side of things and was a medical assistant there for a couple of years before I started the gym.
Very cool.
That is cool.
Well, what I want to know is when you were a PE teacher, what was it like about that job? Because on a serious note, you know, a lot of our listeners are wanting to make health and fitness their career somehow, you know,
Right.
and the basis of this podcast is to bring on people who have been able to do that and, you know, talk through the struggle, because the many that don't make it into a career, it's just they couldn't get past over that hump. Right. And I know that you had, you know, many challenges along your way that you've been able to get through. But the first one being is just that, you know, a lot of people think of, oh, you know, I'd like to be a PE teacher. I love physical activity. I love teaching it to others. Let's do this, you know? So was it what you expected or what wasn't?
Actually, I loved it. I really did. I loved even schooling going
What
through
grades were you? Elementary, middle?
So the first year I taught high school, 9 through 12, which was easy because I was already coaching up there, and that's kind of how I got in there. And then my last 2 years, I taught K through 6 at the elementary. Very, very different.
You get to pull out the parachute though.
Oh, parachute day, you remember? And the scooters.
Oh, dude.
The two best
parachute
things.
day.
Throwing
Just
the thing up in
watching.
the air and just call out the color and have to get in there before the thing
So
falls.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, I want to buy one just to have now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you just pull it out, and the kids like get giddy when they come in. It's-
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
Parachute
really
day
did
is
love
huge.
it.
Were you able to let the kids play dodgeball?
We couldn't call it dodgeball,
It's
but
daisies. is
for
what-
sure.
Yeah.
We called it a lot of different things. Yeah. I got a little creative. I love to be creative in like the fitness aspect. So creating games and stuff for kids at that level was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys use like the foam balls or like kickballs?
The foam balls.
Right.
Kickballs are hard to throw, even for adults. you
Agreed.
know?
They're not easy in the hand.
Yeah.
But let's
they're
be
not.
honest, when you connect, I mean, it's just
Boom.
yeah.
when you do so PE teaching, okay, K through 6 versus 9 through 12. Mm-hmm. Which one did you enjoy more and why?
I did enjoy teaching at the high school level more. It was just, they wanted, well, I won't say that. Not everyone wanted to be in PE class for sure, but the classes that I taught, they did. It was more like advanced classes, sports specific stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they were learning like the rules of sports, and we literally just played all day, different sports, ultimate frisbee, basketball,
yeah.
everything. And I played with them.
Nice.
So, I mean,
You had to have a
Living-
that
living
was
the
a lot of
dream.
fun.
That's not a bad job.
it's not a bad job.
Yeah.
Like, what else do you want, you know?
And you were like fresh out of college, and
Fresh
so
out
like
of college.
you could actually like hang out with these people, and it was entertaining to you know guide them in the right direction.
I could
so to
definitely
speak.
relate to them for sure. Yeah.
So moving back to
what was so during that time when you're teaching those different sports, what was your favorite one to do?
Honestly, ultimate frisbee was so fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, him.
man, here we are. Just had no idea that you would like to throw a frisbee. I'm like, it's my calling in life.
That's
Okay,
literally
let's
what he
do
wants
it.
to do all the time.
Call me up whenever.
I mean, like I play frisbee golf. I like to play ultimate frisbee. I just like throwing a frisbee. It's fun.
Yeah. I was at a very well off school, so we had like frisbee golf and everything to set up. So we did play that as well. It was fun.
Was
I mean,
it a
we
private
had
school
like
or was it like?
no, it's kind of comparable, I would say, to like Liberty or Staley. Like, I mean, they had resources and stuff for
Yeah.
the PE teachers. Like, they cared about their kids' fitness and, you know, how they did in sports and stuff. So they had all the stuff.
That's really
you know?
cool. Yeah. We call it disc golf in the you know, if you actually go out and play, but I mean everybody just calls it frisbee golf that
Yeah.
doesn't play. So that's all right.
I always
we'll
thought
play
badminton
sometime.
was the best part of that. You know, like
Of PE?
Oh yeah. Did you guys ever play badminton?
Yeah, we did for sure.
Yeah, badminton was legit.
It just had to get rid of all. I mean, all the kids had to giggle first over the shuttlecock.
Oh yeah.
You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Teacher's gonna say cock. That's gonna be awesome.
gotta get rid of that first, and then we can start playing.
Yeah,
But
once that's
typically
out
how-
of the way,
and
we're
then
good.
swinging the racket as hard as you possibly can when you
Oh,
hold
yeah.
it. Just swinging it randomly. wildly for no reason.
Really dangerous for K through 6.
Everybody does it. Everybody,
also.
as soon as you get a racket, it's like when the dad gets the barbecue tongs out, he's got to click them 3 times. Like you just gotta check on the racket. As soon as you get a badminton racket, you just start swinging it wildly because it's so light. Sorry, go ahead. It's like a fly swatter.
What I was going to ask is, when you were it was a sports performance place you were at before you started your gym. Is that correct?
Sports medicine.
Sports medicine. So what made you decide you wanted to leave there and open up your own gym?
Ooh, this is a weirder. This is not good. This transition. So Abby started out of a garage.
I know.
Did.
So we got to start. How did you get a first client in your garage?
My first client was my dad.
Oh.
Shout out Bill Fish.
Shout out Bill. We all love Bill. My dad was super, super out of shape. I mean, very, like, he desperately needed a change in his life. And I was kind of missing that aspect. I lost teaching PE and working at a gym all at once. Like, I loved what I did as a medical assistant because I was learning a lot. But I was like, you know what? I think there's a bunch of shit flying around on Marketplace. I'm just going to buy a couple things and help my dad out of my garage. So I did. And from there, it just kind of went. My mom joined, my brother and my sister-in-law, and then my neighbors started coming, and then I started posting it, and it became a thing.
That's awesome.
And so you said was it your sister? You said your sister-in-law?
My sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, your mom, they all just do. Now, were you doing this, the same kind of method that you're doing now in the sense of kind of a class circuit training, if you will, for the lack of a better term.
Right.
Were you doing that with your dad, with your mom, all them back then as well?
Mm-hmm. And we would do it once during the week, and once on the weekend I would hold like classes. They would do a little bit of HIIT training with me, really minimal equipment. Hardly anything.
Very cool though.
Yeah.
Did you guys put mats down?
We did. I bought some mats off of Marketplace as well. Put some mats down in the garage, and we never parked cars in there.
I think that goes to... That says a lot about when you're passionate about something, you just find a way to make it work, Yeah. You obviously found something you're passionate about, and it was like, started out small, and then now it's grown into, how many members do you guys have now?
Oh, right now maybe 125 members.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's all class based, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
There's not like an open gym session for that.
No open gym, just classes and then one-on-one training. It's just me in there.
But what I want everybody to listen to on this is that, like, Abby had no idea, what to expect on anything besides she saw a problem and started solving it. And that's something that a lot of people just let fear take over from being able to do that. And maybe it was helpful that it was your dad, that it was it was their garage or your garage at the time. And it's just one of those things where you didn't see how it was going to all, kind of take off like it did. But the thing that I love about it, about your story, is if you've ever been to Abby's gym or have connected with Abby or have, followed her page, etc., her culture at All Sizes Fitness is like second to none. It's very much like hard to replicate, or I would just say untouchable, because of the level of which she cares about her members. And it all starts with she cared enough about her dad to be like, hey, we need to do something about this. Right. You know what I mean? And so I think it just really speaks to who you are. And it's super special because like you just need to get around one of those classes once to see it. But to go from a garage gym to saying like, hey, I'm going to start a gym. I'm going to actually sign a lease. I'm going to put, my future on the line, all of, my savings on the line, et cetera. All the while, you were transitioning as far as leaving a job to come do this full time. How did you go about being okay with that? How long did it take for you to say, all right, I can leave, this cush job where I'm making good money to taking all this risk?
It was definitely scary. I had an amazing boss at the place that I was working at, but it was in Overland Park, and my house is still in Liberty, so it was a drive out there, and the commute during rush hour kind of made me start thinking in that direction. I was doing the garage thing for a while, and it was picking up. When I first started, I had no other intention than just training my family because they had never nor would ever be comfortable in a gym. They just wouldn't, no matter what. So, and
did you charge them back then? Is a good question as well.
I charged them $5 a class.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so then when it did start picking up, I was like, maybe I could do this in the future if something came available, or maybe I might start looking and reaching out to people who are doing it and seeing if I could help teach classes or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the spot that I am at still now, it was a fitness facility before, and she closed. And they reached out to me and were like, hey, we know that you've been doing this a little bit. Would you have any interest in even just looking at the space to see if it'd be something you would want to do? So that week I went and looked at it, talked with my boss out in Overland Park, and I was like, I think I'm going to do this. It's crazy. But I'm going to.
It was like a perfect spot too. I couldn't believe that like they were calling it quits there. I feel like that's like a phenomenal spot.
Yeah. I mean, it is a great spot, and it's 5 minutes from my house too, which is amazing. So she let me continue working there a little bit from home, kind of doing like the online part from home while I was working on getting the gym together. And I really just pushed for like 2 months and had everything done and open. So I didn't really have time to second guess or be scared, I just, maybe it was stupid, but it turned out, it worked out.
Action
but,
a lot of times is better than a plan. You could have the best plan in the world, but if you don't, take action, it doesn't matter.
And that's kind of how we got introduced to you too, Abby, because we were opening up our supplement superstores in Liberty around the same time, I believe.
Yeah. I was thinking about that today. I was like, I know I met Jeff at some point before I had actually opened my doors. I just don't remember how that happened.
And I don't remember this either in the sense of, I don't know how I even got introduced to you. Or seeing the progress of All Sizes Fitness opening. I think maybe just somebody that I followed was supporting you and like resharing,
right?
That you were opening this gym soon, so to speak, in Liberty, and I remember you like being engaging with your following, asking, hey, what color do you think we should paint this wall, or what do you guys think of this logo versus this logo, or something along those lines. I don't think you even knew the name yet, maybe at the time when I started following you.
I didn't.
I don't know if it was called All Sizes Fitness yet. What was the other names you were considering maybe?
None. I tried to Google gym names. Do you know how if you know anything about me, I could look at two simple decisions like a black and an almost black, and I would stress about it all day. So to pick a gym name that's going to be on the business forever,
right?
From what I knew.
For 3 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for 3 short years. Yeah. But yeah. I Googled it. There you go.
And you know what's
name
funny?
generator? Is that what you used?
I was like, names of gyms.
You know how did you know that's how Post Malone got his name?
Really?
Yeah. He went to a rap name generator and put in his name, Austin Post, and then it popped out Post Malone, and he was like, all right, that's my rapper name. That's for real. That's how that went down.
Yeah.
So Google gym names and All Sizes Fitness popped up for real. Because I'm like,
for real.
That sounds. Well, I mean, like it's such a. I felt like it spoke so well to your clientele.
Right.
It was just saying like, hey, we're accepting of everybody. We are 100% like positivity in here, and and you got guys and girls in there. It's not like it was all females. You know what I mean? And the results speak for themselves. I mean, the amount of challenges that we've done together, and the ones that you've done on your own, the results have just been incredible. Like, have you always done 8 weeks, or have they changed a little bit?
We've dabbled in a little of everything, 4, 6, 8.
It's been a while since you've done a challenge,
right?
It's
been a long time.
Are we done with them?
No, I'm thinking maybe in the new year.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
I
good
got
time
really
for
burnt
it.
out. It's just me in there, and I really put everything I have into it. And now that I have an 18-month-old, like we talked about, he is busy. So if I go to write one email or a text, which like I'm known for
not happening,
never responding to text messages, and this is why.
Yeah.
Like I go to respond and it's not happening.
Jeff, sometimes I'll try and explain that to him. I'm like, hey, dude, when I get home from work at like 5 or 6, it's like my life is gone.
Yep.
It's like a black hole of like I just deal with kids. That's it.
Yeah.
Until they go to bed, and then they get up out of bed,
and then
you're
they come
so
into
tired.
my bed. You're just also night.
I mean, I wish there's like the one thing if we could just let the people at Apple listen to this, for the love of all that is holy. Make it a thing to unread a text, or to at least like put a pin in it.
That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying?
There needs to be something where
Because
you can go
like
back.
I do
and
the
you're
same
like,
thing. Like it's someone
it needs
asks
a
you
notification.
Someone asks you a text that you don't have the answer to immediately, and you're like, I'll come back to that. And you're like, well, I got 5 texts in between coming back to that, and you just
like
you got
1
buried.
year later.
Yeah, you totally lose it. So
Abby, I got a question for you. So obviously, in America, the obesity problem is only getting worse, and a lot of what attributes that is that people will come into they'll come into a gym or they'll get into a workout program and then they'll fall off the wagon. It's something that we deal with a lot. Somebody will come into our store, we'll write them out a meal plan, we'll motivate them while they're in the plan, but it's the hardest part is making sure that somebody sticks to the plan. You have a lot of success with keeping the members that you get to sign up with you to stay around. What do you attribute that to? What do you think the most important thing is that you guys do that makes people stick around and believe that you can deliver on the results?
You're their solution, and the grass isn't greener anywhere else.
Right. I will say I'm so proud of this. My turnover is really none once they join. They think they're coming for the fitness, but they stay. I always say that to them. I'm like, oh, you come for the fitness, but you stay for the family, which is so true. Like, they come in and it really is like a different, I'm biased obviously, but it is just a different feeling in there than I've ever felt. And I've been in tons of gyms. But we just genuinely like each other. And if you like the people that you're around, whether or not you love the workout every single day, nobody does, nobody's motivated every single day. But if your people are there, it's going to keep you coming back, or your people check up on you.
The setting's intimate too. I mean, like, your guys' space doesn't have like a ton of glass windows in it.
Right.
Like, I feel like a lot of other gyms do. And it just forces you to be with the people you're there with all the time. You can't just get lost looking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I felt like I signed up and did All Sizes Fitness for, I believe it was like a 90-day membership or so.
Yeah.
I did the challenge with everybody.
Jeff went for it.
Did he win?
Dude,
He didn't win.
You didn't win, dude?
Let's
You're
be real,
embarrassing
guys.
me.
Hey.
I embarrassed you long before that.
Yeah, I've been embarrassing you for over 10 years now. The thing is, when you're also giving a prize for the winner, I felt like it would have been pretty mean to win. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's why Jeff didn't try. He
Guys,
was like,
Yeah,
I don't want
he was
to.
letting everyone else win.
I don't
If you
wanna-
guys want to talk some shit, that's fine. But let's just be real. I've had some ridiculous transformations in my life. I've lost 60 pounds 4 times.
Yeah, that's true. Your
So,
body can fluctuate.
That's like, if you guys want to go down the path, like, hey, I can work on this before picture a little longer if you want.
The only turnover you've had in the gym is sitting right in front of you.
I'm
The
like,
only person that's
"Ooh, I
left
did
is
say
right
that."
here. I bought a temp membership and it was awesome. And when I was there, I was just going to say, during the classes, you just found yourself getting closer to the people that you're there with, and everybody was like super warm, super welcoming, took an interest in you. And like during the class, like during the death that was during the class, Abby would stop and be like, "Hey Jeff, I saw what's going on with your house. I saw you guys just started doing this to your renovations," and I'd be like gasping for air, like, "Yeah, I'll talk to you about it later." I
can't breathe.
I'll come back to that, But
Culture, it's such a
Yeah.
big deal. And that's the thing that we always try and talk to our employees about too, is like, you have to understand it cannot be transactional. It can't be like, ulterior motives. It's just got to be like, that's what you are and that's who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's, from an outside perspective, looking at you guys' gym, that's what it feels like, is that everybody that's in that gym cares about one another.
Right.
And that goes a long way.
We like to hang out too,
Yeah.
We don't always do gym stuff because that's not real life. We have a beer fridge in our gym because we do a lot of fun.
Is that new?
awesome.
I wasn't there when I was there. Was
Jeff's going to sign back up.
I mean, you guys are not doing the beer
Like,
fridge.
why are you
enough
not
service.
advertising that? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't like to advertise it, but it is there.
Yeah.
And everyone who's a member does know about it.
You keep it stocked?
Oh, yeah, it's fully stocked.
We have a Protein Bros beer fridge as well. Luke, do we need a drink? Do we need a drink right now?
Do you need a Mountain Dew?
I
No.
wish.
Oh,
I do need
don't.
one. We don't have any. But we do have Trulies. Would you like a Truly?
Why not?
Would you like a wine?
Sure.
Let's get her a Truly.
Okay.
Luke, black cherry? Or what are you a fan of?
What do you got?
Passion fruit.
That's mango's perfect.
Mango?
I still have yet to have Truly.
Toss it.
Any seltzer I've never had.
Really?
Yeah. I've kind of stuck to my guns on
do a
it
black
now.
cherry.
I've gone so far. I feel like I can't.
I'm
now.
good. Yep, I'm good. Got it.
The claw is the law. What do you think?
Claw is the law.
Do you think the Truly or the White Claw is better?
Can I get some S2 coasters, please?
Luke, I am not going to drink this. It's been years, and I've.
Luke, Kyle, can I get a reach?
Oh yeah.
2 coasters, please. Thank you. So, anywho's, you guys have a
Yeah.
beer fridge.
We have a beer fridge because we like to hang out outside of fitness as well. And sometimes the two, intertwine.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite beer then?
I don't love beer. I'm not going to lie. I'm like a big wine gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who got you wine at the last fundraising
did.
event that you did?
That you did.
What's
Come
your
on,
favorite?
dude.
What's your favorite wine?
I am not picky.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I got you red.
Pinot
You did.
Noir.
It was
Did you enjoy
really
the
good.
Josh? Wasn't it Josh or
It
was
was
it Justin?
Justin.
The
Yeah.
Justin wine.
It was really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Uh-huh.
Hannah, shout out Hannah. She was the one that actually told me to get her that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not super. I just know like Pinot Noir. I like that. That'll do. If I'm gonna have one,
That'll do for me as well.
That'll do.
How do you feel about the Menage a Trois one that has 3 reds blended together?
It's so good.
I heard it's phenomenal.
I mean, why would you get anything else? It's $8 for a
Yeah.
whole bottle of that.
This is
Good
exactly
stuff.
what my wife would say.
That's the go. That's
gets
the
mad at me if I
the
buy it.
go-to for everybody that I know. I always just keep it in the house, but I never drink it.
Yeah.
There's a white as well, but no one's ever tried it.
Yeah.
Why would you? Right?
Why would you?
When it comes to, all right, let's transition away from booze because we could go down that chicken tender, rabbit hole that we already
Okay.
did with wine. When I was getting to know Abby, she said, she was always like straight business, but then like randomly would just like sprinkle in like, after this, I'm going to take some wine over to my parents. And you would like walk down the street drinking
Yeah.
wine, like in your neighborhood.
We live like a half a mile away, so I would call it happy hour the happy hour backpack. I would fill the backpack with the drinks, and then I would walk to my parents
With a road soda.
with a road soda, and we would have the happy hour. And now Tori Schubert,
Ah,
shout out Tori, also moved down the street with me, and now we do backpack happy hour.
Oh,
That's the move, obviously. Obviously, know what you guys are going to be doing now is be pushing your strollers drinking wine.
Oh yeah, it holds way more than the backpack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah.
Gosh, forgot all about that. Dude, so next question I have for you.
Barrett's gonna be hitting on Charlie. Is what's gonna happen.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome. Yeah, I mean, they're going to grow up together. That's going to be pretty cool. When it comes to your gym culture, right? You do a lot of these events outside of the gym. Like I know you've done and you also support local businesses. I've seen you've done like sip and shops. You also do like a meetup night at like, let's say the Landing, for example. What drove you to start doing those kind of activities? Because I think a lot of gyms reach for doing things like to build culture. They'll throw like a, party at the gym, or they'll do, just different events, but it's always at the gym. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
drove you to do it outside of the gym? And do you feel like it's made a difference for you?
I don't know. Honestly, when I moved back from Omaha, I was there for a long time. So when I moved back, I really didn't know anybody. I had like my couple of friends from high school, but when I opened the gym, they really became my people. And any personal trainer, it's almost like it was a big class style gym, but the same relationship as a personal trainer would have with their one-on-one clients. And I wanted it to be that way. And then they became my friends and outside of the gym, and then they became each other's friends too. So it just kind of happened. We just vibed together.
Yeah, I mean and I said like the culture. I think it's important to annotate that when you are when you have these people who are buying into you, that you didn't have any ulterior motive to it. You weren't thinking like I just need to generate more business, etc. Matter of fact, I feel like you capped the classes at a smaller rate than you needed to, just to keep the classes more intimate. And when you get the culture the way that you have it, I think it really can only happen from genuinely caring about every individual.
Yeah.
And they saw that, from the way that you're like the questions that you ask are all very personal. You're not just saying like, hey guys, how's your day been? How's the weather outside? You know what I mean? Like you didn't do anything surface level. So
Like I know too much about my clients.
yeah.
I really do.
Do they know too much about you?
Yeah. It's the two-way street for sure.
I'm with you. What's
I was gonna say what's for anybody who's listening who might be wanting to make a jump like you did and start working for themselves, what would you say the biggest mistake that you made in the transition of going from being an employee to a business owner?
Oh.
Or something you wish you could go back and do better?
I wish that COVID didn't happen, but that's really uncontrollable.
Yeah,
that was a big hit for the
That
business.
was a kick in the nuts.
But things I could control, honestly, I don't know. I don't feel like I would go back and really change anything. I kind of liked the way that things happened.
the lessons that you learned along the way? They're all on
and
purpose.
for sure there were. Like it was far more expensive than I ever thought. And when I opened, I just thought in my head, okay, I'm not going to buy a bunch of equipment because I don't want to renovate a bunch of stuff. I don't want to get in a bunch of debt right off the bat. So I'm just going to use what I had from the garage, but there's so many other expenses that you just don't think about.
People don't understand overhead until they get into business. We didn't understand overhead until we got into business.
Yeah,
we're
cash
like,
flow
what? Why does a sign cost that much on a retail store?
Right.
You know, it's just
little things like that I just had. I was really naive to those things. I was like, oh yeah, let's start a business.
Did you have anybody to help mentor you along the way in the beginning? You know what I mean? With those kind of decisions you were making along the way. I mean, who were you bouncing things off of?
Google, honestly. And I really didn't. Maybe that would be my biggest mistake, is not reaching out to someone to ask those questions to.
Dude, I think though that the fact that you jumped from being an employee to a business owner, was able to build a culture like you have, and you basically said, hey, I'm going to figure it out. And if I have a question, I'm going to go to Google. I think that self-determination is why you've had so much success, is because a lot of people would be like, I don't know what to do. Or
that
they wouldn't
skill
have
set alone. I mean, just being able to problem solve like that. I mean, that you could stick Abby in pretty much any, different company or organization, and she's just going to solve problems because you're thinking like that. You know what I mean? When people come to somebody and say, hey, why didn't this get done? They come back with like, I came to this, wall and I couldn't get through it. And it's like, well, what did you do to try to problem solve there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like maybe Google didn't give you the best advice or whatever, but you learned.
Have you ever seen the website, whatwouldgooglesay.com?
No.
So we had our vice president of Supplement Superstores.
The actual website, guys, is called Let Me Google That For You.
Let me Google that for you.
Okay.
If you want to check it, it's awesome.
It was our vice president. If you would ask him a stupid question through email, he'd just reply back to that question with that, and it basically would link you.
Here's your answer.
Yeah, and it was Google. It would type it into Google for you, and it would Google it.
and on the screen, so like let's say you said like, hey man, when does this close? He would actually Google that on letmegooglethatforyou.com and then type in the question, et cetera. And then it gives you this link to hand back to somebody. And then there's like a video that plays of like the letters being typed into Google. And it says like, see, was that so hard?
You can't feel dumber than getting that email
from your boss.
I'm definitely going to take
Yeah. It's just to make people feel very small.
That's what I'm taking away from this podcast.
Yeah. It's a great link. Everybody should go to it.
It's pretty funny, but it made me stop asking him dumb questions and stop asking dumb questions in general and just start,
problem solving on your own.
Problem solving. Exactly what you did the whole time you were opening your business.
And so speaking of your business, we're at how many years now?
I'll be coming up on 3 years in January.
Wild.
Wow.
It feels like it's been 4, but that COVID year just kind of screwed everything up.
I know.
How did you guys navigate COVID?
Oh, it sucked so bad. Actually, our gym, my clients handled it very well. I couldn't have asked for better clients that really pulled me through that. But I was also very pregnant at the time, so that was just a nice little
stress,
icing
on the cake.
Yeah. So we really were picking up a lot of steam. We were right at our year mark. This is when I bought pretty much all the equipment that you see in there now, like a month before COVID. I bought all of that. I was like,
big investment. Yeah.
Big investment where it's going awesome. I have way bigger plans than what I have been previously doing for the gym. And then COVID hit and I was like 8 months pregnant and, we stayed open for a little bit, kind of like everyone else did. And then when they forced the shutdown or whatever, I sent out an email. And at this point, like I told you, I know all my members, and they all know each other too. And I just said, hey, I totally understand. Like, I'll pause your membership immediately. If that's what you want me to do, you're not getting what you signed up for. But if you stick with me, like, this is my only form of income and we don't know, nobody knew what was going on or how long it was going to be going on. I said, if you stick with me, I promise I'll make it worthwhile. Like, we'll still do the fitness thing, promise. And I did not lose one membership during that time. Nobody canceled theirs, which, like I said, my clients are so amazing. I love them so much. Before that, but especially
that's incredible, by the way. That's just so incredible.
I was about to say that
not one person,
one person stopped their membership. Even if they didn't return after COVID, they kept it that whole time during the shutdown because bills don't stop.
Yeah.
But we did the fitness thing. We used Facebook Live. I woke my pregnant ass up every morning and drove to the gym and we did a Facebook Live and they followed along. Like, they got super resourceful with what they had at home. And then we did like 5 different themed 5Ks. Like we're super weird and nerdy, but we did, we set them up and
Let's talk about some of these themed 5Ks.
Okay.
What's
Dude,
one of the
I
themes?
love how
I
outside
should pull
the
up some
box
pictures.
that like thinking is. Like it's like, a lot of people were doing the, over through the internet, training, but like to say, hey, we're going to meet up and do these 5Ks. That's awesome.
Like do fitness, but let's make it fun. You know what I mean? Like you
And
put your
where, like,
all sizes like spice on everything. You
the
know?
PE thing really came in handy there. Like there's this loop near my house and I would walk to the loop and take chalk and like get down on my hands and knees and write out exercises. It's like this 3-mile loop. But kids were home at this time too. And my demographic, like everyone has kids at home going crazy. And before COVID, like the gym was their 1 hour of time probably throughout the day they had without their kids.
Yeah. A little therapeutic, yeah.
Yeah, and so they needed to get their kids out of the house. So they did the loop with their kids. And like that was one of my proudest moments, to see almost every member drove their kids to this loop and we would do it like once a week.
It's like a straight up actual family in that moment. You know what I mean? Like
it really
you brought
was.
all these families together. And here's the cool part. Like, let's all try to go back to that time. I mean, you didn't get a lot of interaction with anybody.
No.
And so like, God, that must have filled your cup quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we would
get
see
together.
each other and like yell from across the loop to the people on the other side. It was fun, and it's like all we had at that time.
Right.
But
it's your only real interaction.
Yeah, we did.
It was
wild.
That was the beginning of that was so scary because I remember as being a business owner, it was just like, oh no, this is a big deal. Our whole business is face to face.
Yeah,
we don't sell stuff online, and
we don't sell a single thing online, and all your value is in the store for us face to face.
Same for you.
And,
really,
and like Instagram is like boosting posts that have the stay at home tag. And I'm like, for the love of God, tell people they're allowed to leave. Like,
yes.
Like they're not going to die if they come to my store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're going to keep everything sanitary, so on and so forth. We were considered an essential business.
Right.
And so like we got to stay open, but it was like, but you're a bad person if you leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was that was the propaganda at the time, and it's like, and of course
it was only 14 days though, which was good.
Yeah.
Stop the curve or flatten the curve. Or
yeah. Stay home for 2 weeks.
It's only 14 days. I remember having that conversation with you. Like, it's only going to be 14 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't it 3 months? Wasn't it 15 days though?
Yeah.
I think it was actually 15.
Oh, whatever it was.
Oh, I was laughing because we're on a year and a half of 15 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least we don't have to be closed.
Well, make sure we don't close for Omicron or whatever. That's the new one.
Omicron.
The one that's the one that's
Transformer name.
It's targeting kids, probably.
Probably for sure.
Yeah.
Probably. For sure.
We could really go off on that.
We'll keep the politics down. But anyways, moving forward, you are opening a new segment of business, if you will, or are we going to just get into the full rebrand? Just call it a rebranding.
Yeah, maybe a collaboration.
I was going to say, you explain it in your description of what you're going through.
Okay, so during COVID, after we reopened, I was at a difficult point in my life and I thought I was going to lose the business. So actually, again, shout out Tori Schubert, like just saving the day multiple times in this podcast. She was working out with Bailey, I believe, at my gym. You guys like brought your post-workout and whatever. And she said, gosh, I just went to a workout last week and it's so much like this called Aaron Fit. And I had never heard of it before. And this was the time when none of my members knew, but I really thought that my business was really coming to an end and I had no control over it. So those relationships that I built, like I can't just leave these people high and dry. Most of them had never been to a gym before. And I'm like, what am I going to do for my people? So I went to Aaron Fit, met Aaron Becker, who you guys had on the podcast. And
shout out Aaron, obviously.
Shout out Aaron. Hi. And really, we just had a really good connection, became really good friends, and we had a lot of the same thoughts on business, and he ran his gym very similar to how I run mine and cared about every single one of his clients. So I went once and I was like, I'm coming back next week with all my people. And we did. And then it just became a thing. And it was in the summer and he did those Friday happy hours. So we would come and we would work out, like 20 of us from ASF would come over every Friday, and then we would go get drinks afterwards. And one of the times Aaron joined us and we just, we connected, like I said, on a friendship level there as well. And it just kind of sparked, and our gyms really vibed together and loved to do things. We did a ton of different fundraisers. Like our gyms always supported each other and had a really good time together. And that's been, over a year now. And it's been an idea we've tossed around like, hey, we're both going to the gym at the same time, running the same classes with the same people. They go back and forth.
All the time, yeah.
All the time. Mm-hmm. And I love being in his gym. He loves being in mine. And he has some awesome trainers that he acquired during COVID too. And we all just get along really well. It's like a group of like-minded people and we just shoot the shit in there. We all know each other's clients. It's so fun. I can't explain it. And so a couple months ago, we just decided we're doing it. So we are doing it. We're joining the two gyms together, Aaron Fit in all sizes, making A2 Fitness.
That's awesome.
A2 Fitness, y'all. You heard it here probably second.
Big plug.
Yeah. But A2 Fitness, look it up. It's going to be actually located inside of the formerly known as All Sizes Fitness building, but you guys are expanding and growing on the inside too, correct?
Correct.
Tell us more about what you're adding to the gym experience and what was All Sizes Fitness prior and what can people look forward to at A2 Fitness moving forward?
Oh gosh, I feel like ASF evolved as its own, just as I evolved as a trainer. Like anything, when you start something, you're not awesome at it. So I feel I really come into my own in the last year in terms of type of training. So now we mostly strength train, whereas when we started, it's still class style, but when we started, I would just, burpee the shit out of you or squat jump. We didn't have a lot of stuff.
I remember.
Yeah, Jeff experienced this.
Jeff hates a burpee.
During his time.
Burpees was my favorite part.
Yeah, so really my gals and guys are super into the lifting now, the mechanics of it. They love to talk. I just get so proud sometimes. Like I told you before, and now you're probably thinking, Abby, you are long-winded, even though we didn't think you were. But my clients know this, and they'll be like, Abby, just seriously shut up. But I'll stop the class and be like, you guys are making me so proud today. I'm just having a moment. You guys just told me, is this more of a hip hinge or like more of a squat? And the fact that these people who literally had never done anything fitness related would use those terms.
They'd never go in a traditional gym. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're lifting heavier than me. I mean, they're strong. And so ASF has evolved on its own, and Aaron Fit was kind of going that way as well. So we're still the class style gym that we are, but we're adding more personal training. Obviously, that's what Aaron does mostly, and he does it so well. And then Nick Griffith, who I think is the best sports performance trainer that I've ever come across, and I've come across a lot, like coaching and working in schools and different gyms. So he's bringing his business. It is called Elevate You. Shout out Nick. And he has 2 employees underneath him, so they're coming.
Very cool. We know Nick. He's a good dude.
Yeah. And
he was at Zone 6 before, right?
He was.
Yeah, super good guy.
And 2 other Zone 6 trainers as well. Megan and James are coming. And we have, I don't want to give too much away because we are offering a lot more that we just don't want to talk about yet. But it's going to be kind of a one-stop shop for you and your family's fitness needs,
Very cool.
So I guess
kids will be able to get in shape there is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Subtly.
Without giving away too much, then what, long term, what do you see A2 growing into?
I think A2 just will carry on the community of ASF and Aaron Fit, and we'll just see where that takes us, because our current people, are our number one. They've got us to where we are, and they've evolved with us as trainers and been so loyal to us and followed us. So but really making sure we still tend to them and stick behind what we offer. Like Jess said, I did used to cap the classes, before what we could hold, because that's all I could handle as one trainer. I felt like they weren't getting the value of it. I couldn't be everywhere, but now we have lots of trainers. So we have lots of new equipment coming. It's just a lot of space to grow and see where it does go.
I'm excited for you guys. It's awesome.
I'm super pumped. Yeah. And you got good people working for you. We know Nick. I know Bailey Turpin's with you guys now.
Yeah.
We're friends with Bailey. We love Bailey. She's awesome. Are you guys going to look at potentially a second location anytime?
Not at the moment. We just want to make an already good thing even better first. So we just really want to nail down.
Did you happen to read that book I once bought you?
You know what, Jeff? I found that the other day and I gave it to Aaron also. Yeah, and I did. And I was thinking about that.
What book is it?
The E-Myth.
Oh, it's
classic. You've given me multiple books too, but I had like a stack of,
Have I given you multiple?
Yeah, I think you've given me at least 2
so
books.
Yeah, I don't know.
that-
The E-Myth was like just a game changer.
And you wrote me a note in the front too.
Yeah.
in that
I meant that note, whatever it said.
I don't remember what it said, but I saw it
It was
again.
meaningful though.
Yeah.
It was very meaningful.
So the E-Myth is obviously about the going through the cycle of being a, employee to an operator to an entrepreneur. Is that the ultimate goal, is to eventually be able to delegate more responsibility to other people and continue to grow the business that way?
That's been like the biggest question too amongst our members. Like, are we going to see you guys less?
Yeah.
Honestly, probably not. It's my favorite part. I would rather delegate the other things.
Yeah.
Right.
And be present. Like, that is what I'm good at. I'm not great at the business side. I won't say that I ever have been. Honestly, I've relied on Google. For God's sake. But
I think you're better than what you give yourself credit for.
well, thank you. But relating to the members, and that's where I like to be every day.
That's clearly what fills your cup. That's what gives you a lot of purpose.
I honestly don't think, with that, in the E-Myth, they talk about you focusing on what you're good at, at specializing at what specifically makes you special in this business. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that, you delegate away,
it means that you would be delegating the stuff you don't like doing, like the business side
and also
of things,
you got to
get to
understand
operate every day.
What makes you guys' business special. There's a key part of it that is you, and that your people interacting with you on a regular basis. So you don't want to delegate that away.
Your staff, you personally, and Aaron personally, it's a genuine family because of how much you guys care, and obviously they trust you. And so it's one of those things where you can't pull you out and it'd be the same business. It's a different business. It doesn't mean they can't work. It's just that you're a huge piece of that puzzle. You know what I mean? So I'm pumped to see what you guys can do with A2, especially with the amount of different things you guys have coming. Is there anything more about A2 you'd want people to know while they're listening?
Honestly, I think that A2 would be the best, like I said, one-stop shop for any general population, and that meaning like all of us sitting at this table, like none of us are competing in a bodybuilding show, none of us have super specific goals. Like anyone that's just general population, you can come into A2 Fitness and have a really good fitness experience. Like it really is for everyone. And
that's honestly, like, I love the way you phrase that as in a fitness experience, because most people can't even get in the door of a gym because they can't get over like their preconceived notions they have on what a gym is supposed to be to them, right? They can't walk into a general gym and they see the bros and they see like, intimidation, whatever it may be. They never give themselves a chance to fall in love with fitness and how it makes them feel, how empowered it can make you by just doing something and making it your own idea versus what you think that's been forced on you as far as what fitness is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, your story earlier about your Gen Pop, if you will, members talking about like hip hinge, something that's like very specific.
Yeah.
Someone that would never think to talk like that, and all of a sudden they're getting into it. That's something special. We had JP Price on here earlier on the podcast, and he owns a barbell based gym, right? Strong Barbell Club. And he's got women that are 300 plus pounds deadlifting. Yeah. And just the empowerment. Yeah. It's exciting to see like the people light up when it comes to fitness, when you think it would just be something they would never think to even try on their own. You know what I mean?
I think that we need more and more of what you are offering, which is basically a no intimidation, but a serious workout type place where people feel good. Right. Because, that is what creates that, the long-term buy-in that, clients need to extend their lifetime. For sure.
The transition into becoming a fitness lifestyle has to happen on their own accord. It can't be forced on you. Uh-huh. And you guys do just such a great job. And there's something that I've never even thought about it, like in my life to this point to now, where there's a huge space for just that transition and getting somebody to come in and it be super welcoming, super warm, and making them feel good. And getting them on that journey to start them off to where it feels good quickly. Yeah. I always think of the gym. I tried to explain it like this in the store for years. When someone's getting started, it's like no different than I think we all had as a child. I think we all remember a time where you were starting a sport or going to an activity where you had never done it before. and like you see like the coach's kid like dribbling a ball like around like super well, or someone's like painting and they're painting like this masterpiece, like you're just clearly out of your element,
Right.
and it's that same feeling as an adult, and like now you like get to choose not to go.
Yeah,
And
that
so
is true.
it just keeps everybody from starting. And it's just so funny that you can be 40 years old and you literally have the exact same fears you did when you were 6 years old,
Yeah.
going to soccer practice for the first time.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel comfortable. And so I think there's just something to what you guys do there that makes people feel so welcome, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
right off the bat, and makes them feel good. Like, I can be good at this,
Like full circle, Bill, my dad,
Yeah.
is the most fit at the gym. I am not shitting you. He's 65 years old. He beats everyone in the assault bike. Like I love CrossFit. I did CrossFit for a number of years in Omaha when I was up there. So we do a CrossFit like Wednesday, kicks my ass, and I'm in my 20s on things like that he should not kick my butt in. And 3 years ago, he's lost like 75 pounds and he's ripped.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Bill was at the so we recently just did a fundraising event for Big Brothers Big Sisters Kansas City, and Abby helped us lead the workout, and Bill was there supporting, which was
Yep.
awesome. Again, shout out Bill. And when he was there, I'm just like, you've always been in great shape, Bill. Like in my head, because he's
Yeah.
he's gotten to that point in his transformation where it's like no one would ever have guessed
No,
that
he's
he had a
very
before picture,
fit.
right?
Yeah. And so are our
Gosh.
members. Like I would feel comfortable with my members walking into really any gym at this point, no matter the style of workout, and know that they would know what to do and feel comfortable doing it.
Jeff totally bailed on a CrossFit workout earlier today.
Oh.
Do you feel bad about that?
No, the house is clean now that Abby's here.
He's like, I can't go. I got to go clean.
I
my
was-
house.
I did get the grand tour. So
I had to flip my Airbnb. I
What-
had to make sure it was ready for the next guest.
What is so outside of drinking wine and fitness? What other hobbies do you have?
those are my two favorite things. And hanging out with my kiddo,
Yeah.
You get to hang out
Do you
with
have a
Aaron,
weird?
too.
Do you have a weird like obsession with The Office or anything like that? Like, what is your your guilty pleasure outside of those two things?
Oh, this is great. I don't know any of this.
like show wise.
I mean, show wise,
Tell
or
us.
you tell us.
I told you about disc golf. What are you going to share with us?
Yeah, Jeff's is definitely disc golf. Well, Jeff's got like 20.
That's true.
I love a good Netflix binge. I love Selling Sunset.
Okay.
Like totally trash TV, but amazing.
So do you see
That's
yourself
my
one day
wife
wanting to be a
watches
real
it.
estate agent?
It's a real estate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
In California, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It's like Real Housewives meets real estate agents.
I just said that exact thing yesterday to someone.
$20 million.
I watched
houses.
8 minutes
Yeah.
of the first episode and turned it off.
And they call them quaint.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Quaint.
Quaint.
Yeah, it's
just
20
like a really quaint little
It's-
10 million.
it's 12,000 square foot.
Yeah.
It's quaint.
Yeah, pretty quaint. I bet though, Jeff, they don't have a light up Alexa sunglass case.
That's true.
Oh, you showed her. Nice. Yeah, check this out.
It's really just because you have to turn those lights off
Yeah.
at night because it's so bright. You can't sleep with those lights on. So I had to turn it on like
Dude,
that.
I love Abby for that little jab. That was awesome.
That's fine. You know what? I bet you they have much nicer shit.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes,
I
whenever
hope-
he got his shoe closet,
I really
he
hope
said,
Mike Flanagan's not listening to this because he did a good job with that.
my contractor kills it. But anyways, we're talking to there's a guy named, what were we just talking about? You just screwed me up. I would make it mentioning
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes shoe case.
Mahomes has a shoe closet, and it was this big thing. Like after he had his MVP season, right? Wins the Super Bowl, and then he signs a deal with Google, like clearly because they made this video where they had contractors come in and make him his like shoe closet. Of course, it's like only Adidas shoes in there for people to see. And he said like, "Hey Google, it's showtime."
I do recall that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He had to say, and I'm like, man, that sucks that he has to say that.
Yeah.
Like Google paid him some serious money.
Yes.
But he goes, "Hey Google, it's showtime." And then like all the lights come on for his shoe closet, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, he ain't by himself.
I mean, he's worth,
He's just like, hey, Google,
$650 million. He doesn't
on,
care.
But yeah, it's just funny that he had to say like, it's showtime. Like imagine me in my closet like, hey Alexa,
Like every morning.
it's bright in here or some shit like that, and sunglasses light turns on or something.
I mean, I would do it if I was in that situation. I would, whatever you want me to say. You want me to say that? All right.
if they're giving him $1 million, then
Yeah.
yeah, say whatever. But yeah, hey Google, it's showtime, and his shoes closet turns on, so that's pretty good.
So
That's pretty
Netflix
good.
binges. That's your guilty pleasure.
I mean, I guess. I don't,
We talk a lot about
All I do
chicken
is
tenders and
fitness.
burgers, but what about desserts? We never talk about desserts.
Oh.
No, we got to ask her the best question.
It's coming.
Okay.
It's the last question.
Guys,
Come
I've
on,
been
dude.
ready for this
Have you listened to
question,
this
too.
podcast?
Oh,
Have you
she
listened to
already
this
knows the
podcast?
question.
I know the question.
Oh, no.
She listened to Aaron's podcast. Have you listened to another episode besides Aaron's? Don't you lie to us.
Okay, well, if you say don't lie to me, I'm not gonna lie. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
She's a good person.
Little bits and pieces.
She didn't
She's
even
like,
mention this earlier, but we're going to do it for the podcast. Her and Aaron on makeout basis. They are not just friends. She was throwing up friends earlier. Her and Aaron make out on the reg.
Oh, there it is.
Totally dating. But that's okay because they're all some fantastic people and they're incredibly good looking people too. That's a good looking couple. You got to give it to them.
Thank you, Jeff.
Move forward.
I'm glad we covered that on the podcast.
Yeah.
In the earlier part of the podcast, I said, "Hey, is there anything you don't want me to say?" And she
You
said,
know,
nothing.
you did say this. Hey, is there anything you don't? And then we started talking about the Mountain Dew, which was more important, honestly. So, you know.
Luke
We can edit out anything you want to edit out.
Yeah.
We can edit out
you don't
anything
have
you
to
want to edit out. But
Open book.
moving forward.
Here's the question.
Okay, ask it.
And Jeff hates when I say here's the
I
question.
still want to hear the dessert. I'm still
gonna
waiting on my
ask
answer.
her.
All right.
I'm gonna ask her. How do you feel about just a vanilla cone? You like a vanilla cone? Would you order just a vanilla cone?
I would order just vanilla ice cream. I don't like cones.
I do the same thing, and Jeff thinks I'm weird.
I
He's like,
didn't
you just want vanilla. We're at Andy's, and you're just
Dude,
gonna
this
get
I mean,
vanilla.
I don't just want it. Like,
Yeah.
I want hot fudge for sure on there, but
Like always, Kyle's just taking something and misconstruing it. He once ordered a vanilla cone in front of my face, and I said, "What are you doing?" We were at Andy's Frozen Custard, which I know you respect and admire.
I do.
Abby loves some Andy's Frozen Custard, and this dude, everybody's obviously getting concretes, they're getting milkshakes, they're getting fun things. Kyle's like, "I just want a vanilla cone," and I was like, "Listen, I respect frozen custard, straight out the machine into a cone. That's cool, but I'm like, you're at Andy's, right? Like they have a jackhammer here, or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
James Brown Funky Jackhammer or whatever.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Have you had one?
Oh yeah.
But you would still go for the cone?
If I'm gonna have a dessert, usually it's just vanilla ice cream. I don't know. I'm a dad now. I feel like that's a dad thing to do.
Is
just
it?
give me some vanilla.
You get like the white sneakers
Yeah.
and the vanilla cone.
Or what's the most dad ice cream ever would be like pistachio. Like just get some
I enjoy pistachio ice cream, to be honest with you. But him getting it in a cone, I was just like, I actually enjoy a cone, but you're the same. You're just like, you would not get it in a cone. You like a dish.
If I get the cone, I will scoop it out of the cone.
I'm with you. Even a waffle cone.
Even a waffle cone.
Wow.
My dad, as a kid, we had this in our basement. I'm not kidding. A Bastion and Blessing soda fountain, like pre-dated, like talking like 20s, 30s, 40s, like hand scooped ice cream, and you make like ice cream sodas and so forth, right? So we had one of these growing up. So that's why I'm an aficionado when it comes to these kind of things. And we had a waffle cone maker.
A waffle cone maker.
So we made waffle cones. We had
That's dedication.
That is my family for sure, and that is why I am the way I am. But we have waffle cones on the reg at my house, and so like I have to have ice cream in a cone. If you come to me in a dish, I'm like, it's not done, and I just pass it back to you. Put it in the cone like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. So anyways, desserts. Your favorite. You had a bodybuilding show. You killed it, by the way. You got first place, right?
I did.
Yeah. Abby's a killer
By
athlete.
the grace of God, honestly, I drank a lot of wine during that prep.
Hey, you know what? We went to a fight, if you will.
did.
We're at a fight, and Abby and Aaron were there as friends, and they had.
Get over it, Jeff.
All right. So they had while we were there, I was like, "Wait, don't you have a show in like 4 weeks?" And you're like, "Don't talk to me," as you're like sipping wine or something like that.
Yeah.
She killed it.
I'm genetically elite. I can have a glass of wine.
Dude, she was elite, but it wasn't from genetics, from hard work. But
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
It's probably a combination of both.
she didn't have a lot of off days, and so anyways,
That's true.
She was like having wine 4 weeks out. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're like, we'll see what happens. This bodybuilding shit ain't for me, but I'm
It
gonna
was
do one.
not for me, let me say that.
I'm gonna do
So
one
you're
of
not
these.
you're not going to do it.
I did it again.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
Turns out
another
still
one.
not for me. Like
Yeah.
I was just double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're-
Still not.
Are you done for real?
I'm done for real.
I love it. So we're gonna. So you think Aaron's done?
Yeah.
He could win some Masters shit now, though, right?
Ouch. Yeah, he's
Not
definitely.
an ouch from the bodybuilding world. It's like 38 or
Yeah,
something like
It's
that.
35, I think.
Not
Yeah.
even. Yeah.
No,
I'm about to be Masters.
I can't speak for Aaron, but no, he definitely will not be doing another bodybuilding show.
Moving forward, we're gonna get to the most pressing question we ask every guest
Yeah.
because you're from here and you're ready for it. We're not even gonna ask.
is a place in Liberty.
Okay, here's the thing. Don't dislike me, but I don't love barbecue.
Oh,
It's okay. We've had that answer so far.
Okay,
Once.
I do like Q39. I like their burn-ins because who doesn't? But their wings, though.
yeah.
What's the name of the wings on the menu, if you remember correctly?
Why are you testing me?
The best damn wings on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
Yeah. I
The
agree.
absolute truth. It's like, what is this heaven?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't know what they do. I wish I could ask him. I don't know the secret. Their wings at Q39 are some kind of they're appalling. You've had wings from everywhere, but you've never been like these wings.
Yeah,
You know,
I've
right?
never said the best damn wings on the planet.
Right, certainly not.
The problem with Q39's wings, though, is they do not have blue cheese there.
Ew.
They don't offer blue cheese. Whoa.
Thank you, Abby.
I'm big into
Thank you,
wings.
Abby.
You can't have wing. What, are you a ranch?
We've already discussed this. Were you listening?
Yeah, I was listening, but man,
Big
it's
ranch
just,
gal.
I didn't know. You know, you can be a
Ranch
ranch
is
gal
elite.
for the chicken tendies and like blue cheese for the wings. I don't know.
I've been watching Kyle eat blue cheese with wings my whole life. And I've just been
least
grinding, watching him, just like, you idiot. You need ranch with these, and he won't even touch it.
I'm like, dude,
What?
I'm a real wing guy. Real wing
We
guys
can't split.
do-
We can't share wings. Never
Is
have.
that what they say?
Yeah,
Where
blue
did you hear
cheese is
that?
real wing guys.
Did you hear
stuff.
that on that Google website?
No, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's the truth. Ranch dressing's elite. If we were going to do a poll right now, ranch, blue cheese, and just leave it blank.
I'm sorry,
From
my
my
palate
phone.
is so developed, guys.
I'm doing this right now.
Okay.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna add this to the end of the podcast. I'm gonna give it 1 hour. Ranch blue cheese poll.
I'm going to guess it's
blank.
88%
No context.
ranch.
It legitimately probably is,
And it's
but
going to be, you're the only blue
No,
cheese.
but real
you
wing
will
guys-
vote right
but
now.
real wing guys,
real wing
guys.
guys would choose blue cheese, and that's why I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's better wings at Jack Stack.
Jack Stack Barbecue. If you had their wings
Jeff,
yet,
I
Don't-
haven't had their wings.
they're desert kissed.
They're so
That's what they
good.
call them. That's
Is
what they
it?
call them. The desert kissed wings.
They're so good.
and they are delicious. But they are totally different. They're not sauced. They're seasoned.
Oh, yum.
So I can get down with that as a great lunch item. We've done that many a time. But
And
best
they
damn wings
offer
on the
blue
planet.
cheese.
So much respect. But if you had to eat a place for barbecue, is it Q39?
I suppose.
Looks like another one.
She hasn't, dude.
But I wouldn't pick a barbecue place.
Have you?
So
had-
if they said pick
you have
barbecue, I'd pick U39 because they have other.
did you have the pork belly corn dogs though?
Okay, this is a lie. Actually, I did listen to another podcast because you talked about him on there. Alexis and Matt.
Matt, yeah.
And you said it, and I immediately Googled it and want to go to Q39 stat for these.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Like, hey, when it comes to the food, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I know I'm right. There's
Yeah,
a
but
difference.
She also hasn't had slaps, so she doesn't know for sure
That I don't like barbecue?
Yeah, that you don't like slaps more than Q39.
Slaps is good sides. I mean, you're going to go and you're not a big barbecue fan. You can still love all the sides and the desserts.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
true.
And that place is some solid sides there. So you should enjoy it at least once.
I'm interested on what this poll says.
Adding the poll right now as we speak.
I already know I'm going to lose, but
No.
guys, you have to
But
understand.
it's only because you're a real wing guy.
I'm a real wing guy, you know? Do you like blue cheese on a burger?
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
I'll
see?
say that.
Now, and you're talking crap, but you like it on a burger.
I don't
It's
eat blue
different.
cheese so often. I never enjoyed it. But is it blue spelled different? Is it just blue?
No,
the
it's
color?
just blue.
Okay. I don't
Or
know.
is it? Is
there
it just blue?
Is it blue with like an accent?
Like EU blue?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
don't
I
know.
do feel like it's not normal blue, right? Like is it? I don't know. There's a place in Springfield, Missouri, that had blue cheese chips. Like imagine like home style,
Yeah.
like potato chips or whatever, and they had like blue cheese crumbles like melted into the chips, and those were honestly phenomenal. Like I'd never been a blue cheese fan, but those were great. We're gonna see what happens here, but while we got you, Abby, I got one more question because you have some incredible food taste because we typically agree on these things.
That is true.
So when it comes to a place that we haven't talked about food-wise in Kansas City, because you've already given us the Landing, and the Landing does not get the rep, you know what I mean, that they probably deserve.
I think they do.
Is there another place that we should know about? Because this guy lives in Stillwell, Kansas. He's way far away from the Northland. Where should we eat?
But she used to work in Overland Park. Maybe she's got some good spots I haven't heard of in
I'm
Overland
just saying,
Park.
like, teach us something, you know?
The Northland, best food in the Northland?
I don't know. Just give me some closet great restaurant that maybe we didn't know about.
Underrated food.
You didn't know about
Kansas
Tay's
City.
Burger Shack. Just saying. That's
Just
the middle.
saying. Okay. Have you ever been to Rye?
Oh yeah, I've been.
The steakhouse on the plaza?
Yeah.
I've never been.
I
had
don't know if
brunch
it's
there.
underrated because I don't hear about
It's like
it, I
a
guess.
5-star steakhouse, right?
It is so good. But I guess
Is it in Mission Farms too, off of 435?
There's a couple of rides,
Maybe.
I believe. They're local.
I had brunch there. It was phenomenal.
I feel like if I don't say Red Door Grill,
oh yeah,
because I'm there at least once a week at least.
Red Door's money.
We talked about that with Aaron, didn't we?
Red Door?
The chicken fried chicken.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is pretty good. They have a
We
good
were-
chicken and waffle.
We were talking about something, and he was like, "Oh, the fried chicken." I was like, "I have a chicken fried chicken," and then Kyle was like, "You would know that it's actually called that."
I said fried chicken, and he goes, "Oh, the chicken fried chicken."
You know
I was
all
like,
the names.
chill
I'm
out.
just saying that's what Red Door calls it. I'm just trying to give them respect for what they want you to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like someone says, "Oh, you like that supplement store place?" Would you not be like, "It's called Supplement Superstore"? Would you not say like, "This is actually the name of it"? I'm sorry, I hate being that guy, but in my head, I'm like, I need you to know, they call it chicken fried chicken. Super necessary. All right, 10 people have voted. 80% ranch.
Oh.
I'm not surprised, guys. I'm just saying.
You backed down real hard when the
wing-
poll came out.
I
We mentioned the
literally-
poll, and Kyle immediately is like, I mean, like, it's not that. I mean,
No. I said the real wing guys are going to have blue cheese.
So who do we-
And I never said that the majority of America
How do
has
we
a
find them?
developed palate.
Hey,
like I do.
Abby, would you consider yourself a real wing gal?
I would.
There's
Yeah.
only-
And what do you like?
You know, I do love a good ranch.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got one real wing gal over
There's
here,
only-
and
there's
a
only
real wing
so
guy
many
and
peop-
myself that agree that ranch is the superior sauce.
There's only so many people out there that can have a palate like mine that appreciates blue
Tune
cheese
in
and
next
vanilla
week
ice
as
cream.
Kyle and Jeff interview an unbelievable amount of real wing people and figure out who really is the, the
hey,
winning condiment.
Can we
here.
do a wing review rather than a protein review?
Hey, I'm in.
That's coming to A2 Fitness next week. I hope you're prepared.
I'm in.
Food and fitness. That's what we do.
That's what we do. We're bringing the wings. I'm serious. What should we go to the landing for said wings?
Maybe.
All right.
We'll ask if they have blue cheese.
This is a really quick one. All right. So now we're at 14 votes, and it really is. It's still 80%. Sorry, y'all.
It looks like a.
It's not updated yet.
Oh,
there.
I'm like, it
Yep,
says a-
9 ranch, 2 blue cheese. It's getting. And by the way, you'll love this. Live on the podcast, Aaron Becker has selected ranch.
Yeah.
For everybody to see.
Weirdly, he's probably like waiting in your parking lot because we're going out to eat after this. So he's
for
like,
real?
I'm just scrolling Instagram.
Now we need to know where you guys going.
Actually, okay, good plug.
Yeah.
Brown and Low. Really
Oh,
good restaurant.
Love Brown and Low. Have you had the burger there?
No.
They have a phenomenal burger. Enjoy it.
You know who else has
Tonight.
a
It's like
phenomenal
16
burger?
bucks. It's no joke.
Tannin.
Oh shit, the wine bar.
Yes,
In
but
the Crossroads.
great burger. Weird other food. No offense, but like great burger.
Right, they probably have like caviar and shit
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Stuff that I won't eat, but
Right, the burger though,
yeah.
phenomenal.
Yep, egg on it.
There you go. I'm always a sucker for the royal, as they call it. Right, with the egg on it.
I don't know. You're talking about Red Robin?
Maybe
Is that the
that's what they
original-
call it.
The original Red
the
Robin.
real, the
egg on
royal
the
red
burger?
robin with the fried egg. All right, now we're just getting way off.
All right.
We're gonna have to get a whole separate podcast for the food talk.
True.
And he goes, Abby, is there anything you can think of that you would want anybody else to know about A2 Fitness, about Abby? Is there anything else left that we haven't uncovered, if you will?
Oh, I don't think so. Come check us out and see what we're about.
Mention the Protein Bros podcast, and you get a free class the first time ever.
Absolutely. Free week. How about that?
Holy shit, y'all! A
Only
free
if
week.
you mention the Protein Bros podcast.
The one that you've listened to of.
She's like,
It was hard to get that. It was hard to get the name out. Honestly, no, I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Right here.
We're coming. So Kyle and I are going up to A2 Fitness next week, and the official name change goes down when?
We're going to reopen January 1st as A2.
Fantastic. Is there going to be new signage?
No. You want to know something? I just got my sign like last week that says All Sizes Fitness.
no.
That really happened?
It really happened. Like we were talking about things you don't know how much they cost.
Yeah.
The landlord, it's a cost, and they were like, this many $1,000 is your sign. And I was like, nah, I'm good without it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And then they just did it for me. How nice was that? And then we're changing this.
So the landlord did it as like a nice gesture because you like
Yes.
re-upped or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, they did it as
So
like a
it's
gesture
probably
without
gonna
talking to
say
you.
All Sizes Fitness forever.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh my
but thank you
gosh.
so much. Shout out McKnight Eye Center. Love it.
Yeah. What an unbelievable gesture on their part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very cool. And listen, guys, this whole podcast is purely based on hoping you guys get a better, more close-up view of the local fitness scene in Kansas City. You want to get to know the people that are literally shaping the people that live here in Kansas City. If you've gotten any kind of value out of this, we please ask that you share it up, tell a friend about it. Tell somebody else maybe that's looking to trying to make fitness a career, or just get a better look into what goes into the people that actually help out with the fitness community here in Kansas City. Anything else, Kyle?
I got nothing else. Thank you for coming on, Abby.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was nice hearing your story, and I'm excited to see you guys' transition and watch it continue to grow.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Look into A2 Fitness. In the meantime, All Sizes Fitness and Abby Fish on Instagram. Those are the two names to look up. Mm-hmm. And moving forward, if you guys have any new guests that you think we need to be on here, please make sure to send us a message on our Instagram on Protein Bros Podcast, or leave a comment in our comments.
Thank you, guys.